Is Palantir stock a good buy? This is the latest update as of July of 2025. In this video, I'll touch on the latest news. I will also look at the ratings within Tykr, and then I'll let you know if I'm buying or selling this stock. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tepper, and I'm the founder and CEO of Tykr. If you're new to investing or want to get better at investing, rest assured you're in the right place. Here at Tykr, we help people buy and sell stocks with confidence. All right, let's touch on the latest news. So the US Army has just increased their contract significantly. So there's a $795 million modification. Now the contract is over $1.3 billion, and this is for the Maven Smart System, which is essentially the Department of Defense artificial intelligence and machine learning platform developed to enhance military operations. So that's a huge contract increase with US Army. We also have US Space Force, a $217 million contract to assist with data software services. Another big contract here is the US government nuclear operating system, $100 million contract to help enhance nuclear operating systems by using AI. And then NATO has purchased a contract of $30 million, also investing in this Maven Smart System. So a lot of big contracts there with the government side of Palantir. Now moving on to the commercial side, few updates there. Their total contract value of all commercial contracts is up to $810 million. That's an increase of 183% year over year. In summary, they have closed 139 deals that are over 1 million, over 51 deals that are over 5 million, and 31 deals that are over 10 million. A lot of big contracts there in the commercial side as well. All right, so that's a lot of positive news in short order with Palantir. Let's jump into Tykr and see how the stock rates today. All right, so we're going to walk through what we call the 7. This is also a button in Tykr. It's also a filter, so you can find it within seconds. We're just going to go through this manually so you can understand a little context behind the ratings. All right, if you don't already know this, Tykr is different from a lot of other analysis or stock screening platforms in that our calculations are open source for personal use. If you're curious, you can go to tykr.com, go to education, and then down to calculations. And you can see all the math and how we get to these ratings. But let's go ahead and jump into the 7. So stocks in Tykr are either on sale, watch, or overpriced. Only 15% of stocks actually make it to on sale. It's very difficult to achieve. Palantir is on sale. In order to get to on sale, you need a score of 50 or higher and a margin of safety of 50% or higher. So the first item we can check, they're on sale. We got a score over 50. That's the overall financial strength of the stock. So that's another check there. That's looking really good at 77. And then the margin of safety, that's the third check. We want to be over 50% there. So at 74%, we're looking really good. Look at that upside potential. 130 today, that's that share price. And then fair value, $500. That's looking great. All right, the fourth step in the process here out of the 7 is the 4M Confidence Booster, just to show you what that looks like. This reduces hours, if not days of research down to seconds. We use a little help from AI to look at not just the math part of investing, that margin of safety you can also call it, but we also look at that meaning. How does the business make money? How many revenue streams does the business have, and how scalable are those revenue streams? Then you have the moat. How does it compare to other businesses in the same sector and industry? And you have the management. That's the track record of the CEO. We're not going to go through this now. It takes about a minute, if not less. But I'm going to close it. The goal is to get to 80 or higher. We're at 71. That's still pretty good, but we're not going to get a point there, which is okay. Let's keep going. Scrolling down to the 5-year chart. I like to set my charts to 5 years by default. You can do that in the settings in Tykr. The reason is, for context there, the S&P 500 returns about 80% over 5 years. We like to invest in stocks that consistently beat the market over 5 years, not just 1 year, but ideally 5 years. Now, looking here in Tykr, we can see not 80%, this is 1200%. So Palantir is beating the market by a long shot. All right, we're almost done here. Moving on to the Financials tab. The number one most important line on the financial statements is the EPS, earnings per share. Essentially, it's the profits of the company. When I was working in a lot of large corporations, you get to those earnings reports internally, a lot of leadership. They're asking really 2 questions. What is the revenue increase? And what are the profits? Are they going up or are they going down? You want to see those profits increasing. So check this out. We can see they went from 6 cents, then 3 cents, but then a big jump up to 9 cents. That's a huge jump in profitability. So good on Palantir. The last line we want to look at would be the earnings calendar. You have your estimates and you have your reports. And when you have a stock that is consistently beating those estimates, that is a really good sign. In summary, you want to see that EPS increasing and you want to see the reports beating those estimates. Well, in this case, Palantir is looking good on both fronts. So overall, the 7's looking really good, 5 out of 7, and that is the goal. We want to find stocks that have a 5 out of 7. There are about 50,000 stocks in Tykr. Only about 20 of them get to a 7 out of 7. It's actually really hard to do. So for Palantir to get 5 out of 7, that's pretty good. All right, last point here in the video is what am I doing? Well, I hold Palantir in my portfolio. I will still continue holding Palantir. What I'm doing at this point, since Palantir is really skyrocketing, which is great, I'm waiting for some kind of small pullback. I don't anticipate a big pullback, but if Trump were to start tariff negotiations again, we could see a lot of stocks get pulled down by the market, which is a great stockpiling opportunity. At that point, I'm going to definitely buy more Palantir. But in the long haul, I'm still very bullish on this stock, especially knowing that they're getting more and more contracts with governments, not just the US government, but also some of the US allies as well. And those are, as we saw earlier, those are really big contracts. So that's a really good sign. All right, I hope this video was helpful. It gives you the latest update on Palantir. If you want to know what stocks to buy and sell and see my portfolio, you can join Tykr for free. And of course, don't buy or sell stocks based solely on what you hear. Only buy and sell stocks that align with your own personal financial goals. Thanks for checking out this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.